Hi everyone, happy Saturday. I hope you're all doing okay. I just honestly just wanted to come on to talk, not really have that many things and motivators. I don't know, things to say. I want to talk about so when I was younger, I was homeschooled and I would run miles you know what I mean, like I was a kid. But then as I progressed into teenage years, adult years, that went out of the game. I just did not like running whatsoever, didn't like jogging, anything. And then I went to the gym out of desperation, and this one day I pushed myself to jog 1 mile. After that, the rest is history. I have been running and jogging and all this stuff and getting to where I was an hour and 10 minutes, I believe was my record of running and in my life. And it's interesting. It's a journey. It's definitely a journey of trying to, better yourself and motivate yourself and get to a better person. By the way, love God. I just had to say that. I love God. But it's a journey. So, on that note, I wanted to talk about the journey of life. So there was a little scribble note that somebody wrote, and it said, "This is the plan for my life that I have." I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but it was this is me, this is the finish line, this is the marked road, and I think it's going to be perfect and like that and everything. Well, I can assure you that's not true. And for any human being that has ever walked this earth, we all have bad days. Myself included. Well, I am a human. But I think that's something not talked about enough is the mental health, the ups and downs, the depression, the anxiety, all that is sort of swept under the rug. Correct me if I'm wrong, which you won't because I'm not wrong, but there is a stigma out there and it's very intense. This one girl I had as a friend on Facebook was oh my gosh, I got help. And she wouldn't even say what help she got, or people wouldn't comment on it because they were oh my gosh, I didn't know she was like this. And what's this? There is no normal. That's what I'm trying to say is when we have a down day, we tend to think, oh my gosh, I'm a horrible person. I should be upright. I should be cheerful. I should be, lit, just different things that I'm not. And it doesn't matter. What really matters, honestly, in life is if we're loving God. And if you're loving God, it says in the Bible, for those who love God, all things work out for their good. Everything. That means that relationship, maybe it'll end because that's a better thing for you. Or you're running and you fall and you're oh my gosh, I have to have crutches and things. Well, maybe you need to just slow down. Everything happens for a reason, and everything happens for God's, God's in control. And that's what I noticed today too, is God is totally in control. And it's interesting because you think God's just this weak little, well, sometimes I do, is not that he's weak, but I don't meditate on his greatness. And I was thinking about the artillery and things people and the, the wars back then and how strong they were and how strong these cannons are and how much they're blowing up people and the bombs and things. And it's just interesting because God is so immense. And he has so much power. He is a supreme being. And that deity is in control. And we have to realize that, because no matter how much we sort of want to believe that God is not in control and that this country is going to crap and just different things, we've got to remember that he is in control. So anyway, so back to the, having a bad day. Look, it is raining outside right now. And it might look like a gloomy day. It might be raining in your life right now. if it is, which it might be, I want you to remember that it's okay. It's okay to have downtime. It's okay to have bad days. We all have them. And it just makes me sad to think that some people think that you go through life like, and by the way, that sketch, the sketch above it or below it was like what God's plan actually is. And it was like a mountain, then like they go over a mountain, then it's like a pool, like they get to cool off, and then this and then that. And it basically it's saying like there's ups and downs in life. And but if you're experiencing a down in life, it's okay. Like I remember back when I was 14 years old, I have mononucleosis. For those of you who don't know what that is, my tongue's itchy for some reason. Okay. For those of you who don't know what mononucleosis is, it's a virus that puts you out. You are dead tired. I forget how it deals with you. It's like the liver or something. But basically I was bedridden like a vegetable for about 3 months. I think it was a little bit more, but at least 3 months. And I was I was around there somewhere. I was like a vegetable, like I was saying, and eventually I got better, but oh my gosh, I forget where I was going with this. But when I was in this place in Squirrel Hill. It's called the Children's Institute. It's like for getting you better and things. Anyway, so when I came back home, everything was new to me. I had to relearn in my brain how to do algebra, which sucked. Just different things. And I did not want to go back to normal. In fact, I wanted to stay at the Institute because I wasn't at ease with having bad days. I was like, oh my gosh, if I am not happy with being here, I gotta like snap out of it. And my point is, you don't have to snap out of it. You might be depressed or something. It's okay. And I'm not saying we can't wish to be a different way, but we have to be okay in our own skin. Another thing I wanted to talk about is when you are overweight. I am overweight. I'm just going to say it. And I weigh like 282 pounds right now. It's mostly muscle. Let's just put it out there. But I've learned recently that you love yourself as you are. Okay? You might have like the perfect body, but like you're always going to be critiquing yourself if you keep critiquing yourself. So I just want to talk about that a little bit though, because like for me, I used to critique myself so bad. Like, you are so fat and you have so many mental problems. This just makes me want to tear up because it's horrible. But like, you have so many mental problems and no one's ever going to love you. No one's ever going to marry you. No one's ever going to date you. And you're never going to get unfat and you're just going to be insecure and just all these feelings, thoughts, emotions, whatever. And then I wanted to bring up something that's a little dark, but it needs to be said. So you know how I was telling you guys that I am done with those 3 thoughts, like to throw things, say F you, do the middle finger, stuff like that. They're gone. Praise God. They're gone. But the thing that's interesting is not really interesting. I don't know why I said that. Is that I feel that the devil is trying to get me to go back to them because it took so much of my brain. Needless to say, I brought it up to Father in confession yesterday, and he's like, watch out. So I'm just going to say that the talk I gave about like giving up thoughts that you don't need and don't want, letting go of them, everything, I would recommend that you just keep pushing away thoughts that you don't want. Try to picture yourself on a Ferris wheel where like everything is just nice, unless you're at the top, which I don't even ride Ferris wheels for that case. But everything's just beautiful and you're not worried about, well, you might be worried about that, but you're not worried about like, oh my gosh, I got to do the chores at home. You know what I mean? Like you're up on the Ferris wheel. That's kind of how it is in life. Like you shouldn't deal with a thought if you don't want to. But I think that's interesting. Good concept. Anyway, I'm going to go. God bless you guys. Love you. Bye. Bye.